When you can get your tribe members so bought in through these live events, they just love who you are and what you do, and they bring other tribe members, it reduces the friction of objections that you would get from a lead that you might get from just traditional marketing efforts, right? And totally. So you get less friction, less objections, less pushback, and you can sell bigger programs and training and get greater commitment and results.
So you have a passion for fitness and the desire to start your own business, but launching a massively successful fitness business is extremely complex. The systems, operations, hiring, firing, coaching, sales, and marketing are critical to success. Where do you even start? This show will give you the answers. Here is Bedros Keuilian and Bryce Henson, your hosts of the Fitness Franchise Podcast, a show dedicated to helping fitness entrepreneurs launch and grow successful gyms.
Hey friends, welcome back to another incredible episode of the Fitness Franchise Podcast here in the studio with my man B. And we're shooting this episode really to show the value of live events and really, why you as a gym owner should be running live events, how to grow your impact, your income, create more energy and influence and culture within your facilities, which live events do all that. And the format of this episode, we actually want to highlight a live event that we just did, give you a little bit more granular in the what, the content, the why, and then give you some ideas on basically what you should be running at your local gym in order to grow it. So we just came back from the Awesome World Conference, did we not?
Yeah, beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. And you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, like every day I run a live event. It's called my workouts, right? Whether it's group training or any kind of whatever it is that you do. Those live events are good and they're great because they're the group training that you're offering. But live events, independent and separate of the actual workout, is what builds culture, is what creates the stickiness of your business so that you have retention, client retention. And when you have client retention, and I'm going to assume that you're good at what you do and your gym actually delivers results, the third R, retention and results, lead to referrals. And so these live events are just critical for gyms to be able to grow with more members, more clients, and more profits. And having come off of our Scottsdale Fit Body World Conference, like a great example, especially coming off of the heels of 2020 COVID, where so many of our gyms had to temporarily shut down or at least go to limited capacity operations. Man, it was fatiguing as a gym owner to feel like you're an island, you're, going through this battle. And yes, we were certainly connecting with all of our franchisees on a daily basis through our Facebook private group and through live Zooms.
Daily live Zooms.
Yeah, that we did. But at the end of the day, like, proximity is power. And just as I got so many of our franchise owners in Scottsdale come to me after day one and go, dude, like, I needed this. My coaches needed this. I'm so glad I brought them out here. They feel more committed now to my business. My facility leader needed this. He or she feels more dialed in now, because at some point 2020 got everybody kind of punch drunk, and a live event, in our case, especially the World Conference, was kind of like that smelling salt that just kind of brought you back to, snapped you back into place.
And we needed it too, right?
Heck yeah, we needed it, man.
Our team needed it, and that goes the same for you when you're running your events, like for the retention, the referrals, the results. You're going to need the events too, as gym owners, as coaches, as facility leaders, to breathe life in your facility and charge you as well. So there's just a lot of benefit. And right now we're going to kind of, break it down, if you will, and then, kind of flip it back to give you some ideas. So as we alluded to, 2.5 day event in Scottsdale, Arizona. We hosted a retreat. It was, inclusive. So, we had our own grounds, 10 hours of content. We started out with morning workouts just to simulate what we do.
Per day, by the way, 10 hours of content per day.
Per day.
Like, that was nuts. When I just think about the lineup of people and of speakers and stuff, and the content that we had and the games we were playing, and all those plastic eggs with money in it that we were throwing into the audience, were people just kind of very different than your typical, let's say, seminar that you would go to, you know.
yeah.
But again, I don't want to steal your thunder, so let him have it.
No, I mean, you know, that's it. And from the workouts, Keuilian, our supplement partner, was there kind of, you know, creating some bonding and just entertaining the crowd, if you will, doing cooking shows. And then we had awesome keynotes and content, which is obviously, you know, the focus, but you also have to, in your words, sell the steak, but you really have to have the sizzle as well. So the steak is the content, but you have to have the sizzle, so it all came together. And speaking of the content, holy smokes, we had some big people, big names. First and foremost, your good buddy, Tim Grover. So why don't you elaborate a little there?
Yeah, so Michael Jordan's personal trainer. Like, this is a guy, by the way, if you guys haven't read the book Relentless, which you turned me on to several years ago, Tim Grover, back in the, I think it was like the early 90s maybe, he kept trying to get into talking to someone at Chicago Bulls headquarters, and of course they were like, go away, you know, to have any of our athletes work out with weights, they're going to get injured. And he's like, no, I'm going to make them injury proof. And so finally, when he couldn't talk to anyone at Bulls headquarters in Chicago Bulls, he was like, you know, he wrote a letter to Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's like, all right, I'll give you 30 days to train me. Let's see if there's no injuries. Let's see if I play better. And if I do, then I'll hire you. And of course, the rest was history. Like, he was alongside Michael Jordan throughout his most epic career.
The run.
Yeah.
You know, the 6 titles. And interesting, B, he actually wrote a letter to all the Bulls. He was not expecting to get any sort of response from Michael Jordan, right? And he was actually the only one that saw it, being Michael Jordan, a visionary, realizing, and this is back, you know, in the 90s in the bad boy Bulls when they were playing the Pistons, and Jordan was getting basically out-muscled, and Jordan saw an opportunity to work with a guy like Tim from a training element to get him in physical tip-top shape, which ended up, you know, netting him 6 world champions. So,
and the irony of that is, again, Tim Grover ends up then, you know, Dwayne Wade, Charles Barkley, Kobe Bryant, you name the athlete and the industry now, he literally trains, not only physically, but while he's physically training them, he begins to psychologically tune them up. And so when we brought Tim Grover up on stage at the Fit Body World Conference, guys, make no mistake about it, even with your clients, if your clients have been with you for 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, sometimes they're on autopilot. And you could tell, like, they like coming there, they haven't quite reached their results, but they're not necessarily doing anything to get to those results. They're almost like in this kind of plateaued state. And isn't it our responsibilities as gym owners and fitness entrepreneurs to really help our clients not only achieve their desired results, because they are paying us after all, but also help them then reevaluate once we help them achieve that result and go, hey, what do you want to get leaner? Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to get more functional as we age? And so the cool thing about that is when you bring up someone like Tim Grover on stage, I realized in that moment that while many of our franchisees, yes, we came out of 2020, we're a bit punch drunk, and God bless them, you know, many of them were still doing well. Some of them were still at that place where it's like, hey, I'm doing well, but I'm on autopilot. And I could see them coming back to life throughout Tim Grover's presentation and throughout that 2.5-day weekend in Scottsdale. So if you're wondering, like, what's the real big value of a live event? Well, you know, you get someone like Tim Grover up on stage, and then we've got, of course, Jason Redman, New York Times bestselling author, former Navy SEAL. And, you know, this guy talks about, and he was shot up 8 times across his body, once in the face, where half of his face has been reconstructed. $2 million. I asked him the other day, I go, how much was spent on your reconstruction?
$2 million.
Yeah, 39 surgeries and $2 million to reconstruct him and put him back together.
And as a SEAL, I mean, they pump $1 million in the training alone. I mean, that's a lot of funding there. But holy smokes.
And you know, his talk about, look, life comes to you with, you know, 5 to 6 ambushes. The average person is going to have 5 to 6 ambushes in their lifetime. And our job is not to sit on that X when the ambush comes and hope that it ends. Our job is to get off that X of ambush and figure out what we can become situationally aware, figure out what our best, way of getting off this ambush is, this X, and then execute. And if that means recruiting people around you to execute, if that means creating a new game plan, like we created a new game plan when the ambush of COVID virus came and we had to pivot online coaching, and then from there we pivoted to Trainerize, and then from there we went back to in-person coaching, but our business model changed because online coaching now is part of the Fit Body way now. So we technically added another income stream into Fit Body Bootcamp because of coronavirus. So that getting off the X helped us create a new income stream into our gyms. Gosh, who else did we have that was really impactful?
Before we go there, actually, just the two kind of highlights that I want to point out, both of those, both Tim and Jay, is, their content's around mindset coaching. And we're here pouring in belief mindset coaching. Tim's talk was on winning his new book. And you have to have a winning mentality, to be a successful business owner. And then that portrays and really relates to you as the gym owner, because you have to be teaching mindset as well to your team and to your clients. Because, yes, you're going to have the systems, the business, the structure, the coaching, at least, and we're going to assume that's the case, but you also have to get in their head, because that's half the battle. So I think that those two presentations, as an example, were very valuable to really influence the mindset of our audience, and that's, again, the same thing you need to do for yours. A couple others, Dan Fleischman.
Dan Fleischman, yeah, I call him the Instagram godfather, because if there's an influencer on Instagram who can move the needle for you and your business, Dan Fleischman has access to that person and knows how to get them to promote or become an ambassador of your product or service. And man, he took that stage, and to give our audience of Fit Body franchise owners these, low-hanging but massively actionable steps that they can take to be able to build a cult-like following on social media is huge.
And personal branding and all that. And that's just so valuable, because, as a gym owner, you have to have a personal brand. You have to be in the community. You have to be, omnipresent on social media in order to make the impact that you're looking for. So that was the big value and takeaway to our audience, which, again, we teach across the board.
Yeah. But all this to say, like, the value of live events, and this is why we do this, not only throughout our HQ, for our franchisees. Heck, we even do it for our HQ team members, like our retreats that we have. We have, first of all, we have like a big summertime barbecue at my house, which is coming up in September. Get together where just, hey, let's all get together at my house, have a barbecue, hang out, shoot the breeze, connect outside of work. Yeah. And then, of course, we did that trip in Malibu.
Yeah, which was next level.
Right. Just, again, teamwork, really cool games that we got to play. And I remember one of our team members upstairs, Jamie, saying, you know what, she goes, I definitely don't look at us as like just employees. She goes, I look at us as team members. He goes, but after that Malibu trip, I kind of look at it as like, I don't want to let my friend down, because once team members become friends, now each person wants to do their part and do it well to keep this giant machine operating. And so imagine if you have a live event, whether it's at your house or you kind of maybe do some kind of a retreat for your employees in your gym, where you're able to pour into them in personal development and mindset coaching and helping them get over some of their fears. Like one of the things we did, if we're harnessed and we climb this pole and then we kind of go across that tightrope, and man, I'm afraid of heights. And all of a sudden, as the founder of Fit Body Bootcamp, around, surrounded by all of our team members, I'm like, oh, dude, I got to do this. At first, I wanted to be like, no, I'll tell you what, guys, I'll stay down here and clap for you guys and y'all do it and experience it. But I'm like, you know what? That's not leading from the front.
No.
And it was so neat for me to do that, not only overcome that fear, but then the team members were like, dude, we saw that you were scared, but we also saw that you did it for us. I was like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
And in this work environment, they may not have seen that about me, right?
That level of, we grouped up in teams and that competition, it was, that camaraderie and that bond is crucial. And, we do that here, we do that for our franchisees. And as a gym owner, you need to do that for your clients, for your team, because the stronger your team, and especially in our space, I mean, certainly, we have our awesome supplementation line, Keuilian, which is a physical product to help, supplement and really get our clients incredible body composition results. But also, from a Fit Body Bootcamp side, from a gym perspective, your team is your product. So the closer, the tight knit, the more relationships and bonding there is just the better product and service and result you're going to be able to deliver to your clients.
Mm-hmm. So now let's kind of shift gears. Like, what more can you do for your clients? Because we know that when you have a live event that's outside of your four walls of your gym, your clients start getting more friendly. Your clients begin to go from just, hey, we're clients to, hey, we're tribe members.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you want to turn your gym into a kind of tribe where people feel like, hey, I'm part of the tribe. I'm not leaving. I'm not quitting. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, my job is to recruit other tribe members into this gym. So I'm going to be an advocate. I'm going to be evangelical about this gym. And this is why so many of our Fit Body Bootcamp locations will do, for example, Spartan races, mud runs, train, prepare for, sign up for the same mud run and Spartan race. Our owners will have client appreciation parties where you give an award for the most motivating client, the most encouraged, funniest client, the client that's seen the biggest results in the last 12 months, the client who just kind of puts it all out there when they're working out. And it's really cool awards to give out and for people to just have cocktails and snacks and have a nice dinner together. And you're like, wow, like these aren't just people I see for 30 to 60 minutes several times a week. Like, I really like getting to know my fellow gym member. I like getting to know the gym owner and the coaches. This is now kind of like that show Cheers, right? It becomes like that second home,
yes.
That second place to be.
Yes.
And if you can make your gym that second home for them, you nailed it.
The cheers of fitness.
The cheers of fitness.
And what we like to kind of teach our franchisees as well is clients or prospects at that point, but they come find your gym for the result. And you better be delivering the results, as we talked about with the United Team, but they stay for the camaraderie, they stay for the relationships, they stay for the community. And that's why it's so important. So, a few other examples be, at Fit Body Bootcamp, we have a really detailed, structured grand opening launch sequence. And it's a 12-week marketing campaign, and we'll shoot another video and our episode on this, provide a little bit more insight there. But many times, our gym owners are, launching with over 500 leads, 100 challengers, having so much energy to launch their facility. And then, we recommend having a big event towards the end, a kind of a challenge celebration, which again does that camaraderie, that connection. Some other things, we have charity events, rowathons, broskies, which is a rower and a combination and whatnot, and you raise a bunch of money, you have a buy-in, if you will, and at the end of the event, you donate a bunch of money, people get fit, on a late Saturday morning after your sessions, to have fun in that culture building. You talked about some of the Spartan races and all that, just, hikes and socials, really do the trick as well, at least once a quarter, and, depending on, your client base, even more frequently. And team retreats we touch upon. The last one that, I want to hit hard on is your anniversary week, to be able to celebrate your clients for another year being in business. And we have a structured approach where, the week leading up to that, we have, samplings for, Keuilian tastings, wearing this shirt or that shirt to kind of bring some culture, and it kind of, finishes up with, a nice anniversary party at boot camp. And again, all designed to bring the camaraderie, the culture, unite everyone, so that way your clients are coming for the results, but they're staying because of the community.
Yeah. And that community piece is so huge, guys, because as you establish community and culture into your brand, into your gym, that's how it becomes a tribe. And when something is a tribe, here's what's cool about it. Everybody starts kind of rowing in the same direction. Now, all of a sudden, all your tribe members, your clients, your members, begin to want to recruit or refer other like-minded people. So you find yourself getting clients who are of the exact mindset that you're looking for coming in. And when your tribe starts referring people to your business, so not only do you have now stronger retention from your existing members, because they're tribe members, they're not going anywhere, but now they're referring other like-minded people. Well, if you send me somewhere, if you're like, hey, Bedros, you should go eat at that restaurant with Di because, me and Tatiana go there all the time and it's just an amazing restaurant.
Yep.
I'm going to go there, and even if I order the most expensive thing, I'm going to order it with confidence, knowing that Bryce has been there, he vouches for the place, I'm going to order with confidence, and I'm not going to have reservation. Like, oh, Bryce recommended that, but should I go somewhere else on date night? Like, I'm going to go there.
Oh, yeah.
So it reduces when you can get your tribe members so bought in through these live events that they just love who you are and what you do, and they bring other tribe members. It reduces the friction of objections that you would get from a lead that you might get from just traditional marketing efforts, right? And
totally.
so you get less friction, less objections, less pushback, and you can sell bigger programs and training and get greater commitment and results. And again, as Bryce said, like, you know, these 6 different things that we listed off, we have each and every single one of them structured from the grand opening live events to the charity row-a-thons to the client celebrations to the challenge celebrations, et cetera, hikes and retreats. We have them all structured for our Fit Body Bootcamp franchise owners to execute on. But listen, if you are not a Fit Body owner, you ought to be doing this for your gym. You ought to be taking clients and turning them into evangelical tribe members. And when you do, you'll see the massive value and benefit of a live events and the tribe that they create.
Totally. And the last thing that I really want to put a bow on is not only, you know, you're creating this culture, everything you just said, B, but it's also an incredible marketing opportunity. And what I mean by that is you best be having a videographer or photographer there, just taking pictures, you know, in the scenes, you know, creating that content for the connections. And if you execute a very strong live event, I mean, you can have content for months on end after that. And let's face it, you know, when you start sharing that content that your videographer, photographer has posted on your social media, or that you actually do in your team, you know, guess what? Your clients are involved, so they're going to be sharing, tagging their friends, and it's just kind of this cyclical, like, viral marketing, you know, campaign, which is a nice little bow on the whole experience. You know, referrals aside, which is a huge driver of that, but additional marketing, you know, from your clients.
Yeah, that is huge. And I remember Matt Aspute from, I think he's in Rhode Island, right?
Providence, yep.
Providence, Rhode Island. He's one of our Fit Body owners out there. He reached out to me one time. He said, hey, just want to let you know, man, there's a new gym here in town, and I know I should be nervous that they're new and they're the new best thing, and, you know, they're offering a killer price point, but none of my clients are going to them, and I think I figured out why. And it's because, he goes, I've built such a culture, such great loyalty. And I texted him, I'm like, dude, you built a tribe. And he's like, that's it. I've built a tribe. And what a great feeling knowing that when another gym comes into town, or when that client or their family experiences some kind of financial crisis where they feel like they need to cut something out, they're probably not going to cut out your gym, because they're tribe members and not just clients or, you know, gym members.
Yeah. Our mutual friend, business coach Cameron Harold says, you know, you want to create just something just a little bit less than a religion or cult, but you want to be, you know, more than just a normal congregation. That tribe element is just, you know, absolutely crucial. One of our other franchisees, actually Matt Wilbur out in West Michigan, he has multiple locations, 9 locations, and what he does every year has a client, basically just a client celebration. So, you know, in the fall of every year, he brings all his locations together to even kind of create and really throw rocket fuel on that tribe element, because now you have, you know, individual gyms, but then now they're coming together, and, you know, again, that's just another idea and innovation that, you know, if you are going to scale, an opportunity that you can, you know, put forth in your arsenal to grow your facilities.
Really good point. Really good point. Well, I think that's a lot of great information to be able to share here with you guys. But again, whether you're a Fit Body Bootcamp franchise owner or not, or whether maybe if you're not a Fit Body Bootcamp owner and you're like, hey, maybe I'd like to convert my gym into a Fit Body, or maybe I'm looking into another franchise and I don't think they really do this level of in-depth coaching and support of their franchisees, then you might want to consider becoming a Fit Body Bootcamp owner. But above all, you know, what we want to do is pay it forward, come with a giving hand, and give as much value as we can so that you can be part of the change that the fitness community needs to make on this world, and of course in the local city or state that you live in. And so with that said, if you'll do us a favor and maybe give us thumbs up on this, give us a like, give us a positive comment, a 5-star review, and if you can take a screenshot of this particular episode and share it on your stories, on your social media, and tag Bryce and myself, Bedros Keuilian, we would greatly appreciate it. Anything else to add?
No, that's all. Awesome time, B, and we'll see you at the next episode.